Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, also known in some viewing areas as Two Hot Golfers with John and Tim.
All right. Well, one golfer.
No, it's too hot. I've played before.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean a golfer. You know, you could say you played golf. There's a difference between playing golf. Say, I play golf, or a golfer.
No, I'm a golfer. Most definitely.
We're not going to argue the first 10 seconds of this show.
Well, that's how you know it's good. Because you know I'm right. We are From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm live from the FanStream Sports studios in North Dallas. That is Mr. John Gerber, PGA of America member, Mr. John Gerber, live from Kansas City, Kansas, in his Ritz-Carlton hotel suite.
That's right.
Just got done with his massage and had to cut the massage short because it was going to take a little while to finish, and he needed to do the show.
That's right. I had to shut it down. You know, those 2-hour massages, I was trying to get a 2-hour, 30-minute massage, but they cut it down with those. It's hour per hour. In some places, 15 minutes per 15 minutes. Depends on where you go. But that's probably for the next show. But we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
You know that I've never, ever had a massage?
I don't really like people touching me. I don't know either. But
I mean, it had to be a girl if somebody was doing it. But I've never had a massage.
Well, certainly no man is going to touch me. So, yeah, it was good.
All right. I got another drop.
I like other guys.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Gonna go right along. That's contradictory, though.
It is.
You can't say no man's ever going to touch me and then say
I like other guys.
See?
That's true. You can't go back and forth. But that's only in reference until for golf, for golf picks.
Oh, okay.
Golf picks for
sure. Is that what we were
talking
about?
But I am a hugger. You know that, my friends. I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
wrong
a
with
hugger,
that.
you know. No, but I'm not hugging anybody I know. I mean, there's so much COVID is going on right now. So, you know, I ain't
that's
doing
a
that.
thing anymore. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Jeb got it bad. It was bad there. It was bad.
So he got the flu.
Yeah, basically he got the flu.
Here's Johnny.
So, big week in golf, Johnny, as we transition over to some information that people care about listening to. And it is a split field, dual event in the weekends that I absolutely hate. And I told you why off the air before the show. Look, if you can't get into whatever the big field event is that weekend, then you just go home and you don't get to play, okay? Or you go play putt-putt with your family or something. They shouldn't have to make a concession for you. Hey, let's give you a participation trophy because you're not good enough to get into the API this weekend. So we're just going to make up a whole nother tour event for you so that you can go play golf and get some points.
Well, it's actually the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. You're so wrong about this.
Is it worse than saying the British Open shouldn't be a major?
Yeah, yeah, no, nothing's worse than that for sure. But you got to realize that if you want to make it a normal field event, just make it a bigger field event. These signature events, and I'm telling you, these signature events aren't going to last very long. They're not.
You don't think so?
I don't like them. You know, there's so many. I mean, you're looking at so many guys on the PGA Tour, and we talk about this every week. And you know, how many first-time winners on the PGA Tour are there?
I mean, we've had 4 this year, right? As we keep losing Johnny. Are you with us?
So everybody. Yeah.
Okay. There you are. I got you back now.
I'm back. So you're limited in those fields, and it's 69 players this week. In a normal week, it's 144. So listen, you can't really limit that stuff. You have to give some guys some other opportunities. And you know, you're winning I played the Puerto Rico event. We'll talk about this a little. I played that event 3 times, kind of similar to the Dominican event, the Mexico event. And it's a great event. It really is. And you have to give the opportunity for these guys that are PGA Tour members. They are PGA Tour members. You can't have them go sit home because you want to make an exclusive field event. That's not right. And that's not a right thing to do. And you also got some players in this signature event that are not PGA members. right? They're
Well,
coming over.
they
from
definitely
Europe.
shouldn't get to play. They shouldn't get to play.
You get things like that. So you've seen that in some of those signature events. You look at Riviera Tigers event. Chase Johnson got in. He's not a PGA Tour member, so you're going to take away. You got to give some opportunities for the PGA Tour members if you're gonna exclude the fields.
It's called the Corn Ferry Tour. That's where they get to go play. It's called the Nike Tour, the Hogan Tour, whatever it's called.
You're a PGA Tour member. You're a PGA Tour member. You're not a Nike. You're not a Corn Ferry Tour member. I mean, you want to play.
But you haven't qualified.
Yes, you did qualify. It's just a different event. You want to play for.
There's a difference. Just be one of the good guys.
You want to play for 10 million,
and then
or
you
do
can play
you want to play for $1 million? Can I get a different producer or host this week, please? Because you're not even close to being right. You're not. You're like Scotty. You're like Scotty Scheffler.
It's just dumb that we have to have two different.
Scotty Scheffler.
It's just dumb that we have to have two tournaments on the same weekend and split up the entire tour because they want to have an exclusive event with the top whatever guys, top 69 guys, and then they cut those down to the top 50 after Friday. And you keep freezing on us. All right, well, we're going to take a break and see if we can reconnect with Johnny. We are from the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life, man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? It means if you play or have a business, or maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal, or the hat, or the keychain, or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. It is a Wednesday. It is the Arnold Palmer Invitational Preview, and we will talk a little bit of the Puerto Rico Open, much to my dismay. But we'll talk about it. Johnny will offer you his picks.
Yeah, you got me so mad. I cut you off on the internet. That's how mad you got me. So I had to cut you off.
I know. You did. You shut down the internet.
I shut it down. I was over it. I was over you dog cussing the number 124 best players on the PGA Tour.
Just be better. They just need to be better.
Well, you have to have opportunities to be better.
Yeah, it's called the Corn Ferry Tour.
No, it's not. It's
called the DP World Tour. It's called Live Golf.
I'm going to apologize.
That minor league.
I'm going to apologize to everybody that's watching, because it's going to be a very short show because I'm on tilt listening to him. He hasn't done his well, you do your fireballs, so you're like, what happened to you today? What I mean,
I don't know, I did 2 fireballs and a Jaeger already before the show.
It's not enough.
I'll do more on the next break.
Well, it might be soon if you keep this crap up.
Somebody asked me like what Live Golf was, because they're not huge golf fans, but they know that there's like a split, right?
Right.
And I told them, oh, it's like a minor league of golf. It's where they go to get better so that they can hope someday to play on the PGA Tour. And they're like, don't they already have one of those? I said, yeah, but that one's even better. This one's even below that, talent-wise. Nobody watches it. And they're like, oh, okay. See, I'm setting the precedent for everybody to tell everybody what Live Golf really is. It's for the guys who didn't think they could cut it on the real tour. So they wanted to go get money over there because they can't make money here because they can't win. Talking to you, John Rahm, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau.
So it's like a golf league. It's like a Thursday night men's league. Is that what it is?
Freaking morons. Yeah, it's like a bowling league at the bowling alley.
At Indian Creek. Creek 9-hole men's league.
Their major tournament of the year, they play on a par 3 9-hole course.
Yeah.
And they just rotate it.
But you know what Liv's doing? It's making us talk about them. So they're winning. They are winning.
Idiots. They're idiots. I'm gonna have to edit all this out now. But we do have one of my favorite tournaments because it honors one of my favorite golfers of all time in the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill. John, have you ever played Bay Hill?
Yeah, a bunch. Going to school down there in Orlando, I played there a bunch, and I've had some really cool interactions with Arnold Palmer. I actually went to his funeral, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
When he passed. Yeah, when he passed away. So, great interactions with him. Being in that Orlando area for a while. So, everyone wants to talk about Jack, and everyone wants to talk about what he did. But, Arnold was the real guy. If you look at today's game, Arnold was more like the Phil, very charismatic, but not in a fake way that Phil is. But right. Jack was kind of the tiger, right? But, Arnold never really forgot a name, always looked you in the eye. Didn't have the impression on me that a lot of other people did because I wasn't around him enough for that. Yeah. But with some of the other people that we know in that Orlando area, the Robert Damerons that he grew up with at Bay Hill, just a profound effect on them. Sam Saunders, his grandson, I've got to know a little bit playing some tournaments with, especially out at Pebble Beach. What do you do? I mean, I've never in my life had if you talk about Arnold Palmer, I've never heard anybody say a bad word about him. Mm-hmm. And that's rare. I mean, I've heard a lot of bad stuff about Jack and about, Gary and I've been very blessed to be around a lot of those guys, but you've never heard a bad word in the hundreds and hundreds of billions of people that Arnold Palmer's met. Never heard a bad word. So that tells you everything you need to know. Yeah,
I haven't. I mean, obviously I'm not in the same circles you are, but I do know a few people in my passing, that know him and that knew him and have, just like you just did, nothing bad to say about him. But it's one of my favorite courses to watch on TV, and maybe someday I'll get to go visit it. But it's
you won't.
It's fun. I know. I mean, who wants to go to Orlando anyway? Give me a break. I'd rather go to Waco, Texas. It's a reduced field. It's 69 players. They're going to cut that down to 50. The top 50 plus if you're in, however, within 10 strokes of the lead.
They did that at Riviera, which was weird. This is the first time that they've kind of tried that the 10 shot rule. That's usually kind of a US Open rule. Yep. So they've done that to try to keep some of the bigger name players potentially playing for the weekend. But did it really work at Riviera? It didn't. I mean, there were still some of those big name players that didn't make it happen.
Yeah, they weren't there. So I mean, you can only do so much, right? To help them out, to keep them in the field.
You still got to play golf. I mean, you still got to play golf.
So one of the players that we just talked about, Riviera, one of the players that fell on the wrong side of that cut, the 10 strokes and in, was Justin Thomas. We talked about him a little bit on the recap on Monday, but he certainly looks like he's starting to struggle again. But he's always played well. He's how many Arnold Palmers has he played? I think he's just played twice, right? 2 or 3 times is all.
No, he's had to play more than that. I mean, just the respect of Arnold Palmer.
He's only played twice.
I don't really know. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at it right on the internet, and they can't lie on the internet. It says he's only played this twice in his career.
Okay, everything true is on the internet for sure.
It is, yeah. I mean, you can't lie on the internet.
I know.
So he's not like Scotty Scheffler, right? Who's played this like all the time.
Yeah.
But Scotty Scheffler certainly played well here. He's what, 3 top 15s. He won it in 2022. He almost defended his title last year. Kurt Kitayama passed him up though in the final round. Patrick Cantlay was in it. By the way, if we never ever say the name Patrick Cantlay on this show ever again, I'll be okay with that.
You said it twice in 12 words, so that's 2 times more than I care about. I would love to tell that story on the air about Cypress Point. The story I told you off. Yeah. I just can't yet. I just can't yet. I don't.
We'll get some drinks in you. You'll change your mind.
Not on air. But
is there a bigger jerk on the PGA Tour than Patrick Cantlay?
It used to be Patrick Reed. So is there something wrong if your first name is Patrick? Is that what it is? But I know some really cool Patricks. I really do. A great friend that I respect a lot, Patrick Freeman, that is the tournament director at Pebble Beach. He's a great Patrick. But there's just a couple Patricks that I just don't care for. I don't give a crap about Patrick Reed either. Patrick Cantlay. And if anybody and everyone that's listening that can give us a good and a bad Patrick, please text us on the text line, because I like to hear some of these Patricks.
214-937-0569 is the in-studio FanStream Sports text line. By the way, that's also up for sponsorship opportunities if you'd like to sponsor our text line, or wherever you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Feel free to just comment and we'll see it here. But tell us about your favorite Patrick.
Or
your least favorite Patrick. Yeah, I want to hear about that too. Here on From the Rough.
I do too.
Here on Two Hot Golfers on FanStream Sports. So, again, I'll be watching unless, and I told you off the air, unless that guy whose other name I try not to mention too much,
Scotty Scheffler,
unless he's playing well, I just can't bear to watch that. But anybody else, McIlroy's, we're going to get into odds here in a little bit, but McIlroy is going to be up there, obviously. You've got some other players that have played well here before: Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, Matt Fitzpatrick, and my boy Max Homa, looking to play and looking to do well here and wear that red cardigan. I need to buy me a red cardigan. You think I'd look just like Arnold Palmer if I had a red cardigan?
No, it'd be terrible.
Oh, what do you think I could buy? Can you buy those at the Bay Hill Pro Shop?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could buy the trophy in the cardigan.
No, just a cardigan. I want the trophy. I just want to wear a red card. That would be funny if they sold them in the pro. Like, you could go to.
Well, that's part of the trophy. Like the heritage, right? You get the plaid jacket, and the green jacket. Yeah,
the green jacket.
Yeah, you just can't go in and just.
I mean, that'd be funny if they sold the jackets, just in the pro shop. Anybody can go in and buy one.
I got a couple texts. I got a text. I told him to text in on the text line. We got a couple Patricks. Last name Patricks.
Great.
Who
is it?
I got it from anonymous. Danica Patrick.
Oh, I hate her. Nope, I'm out. I'm out. Screw her.
And on that, it was bad. It was bad. No good. And the good one was Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick's great.
Yeah. So there was one good, one bad. There was
wait. Which Dan Patrick? The sportscaster or the Texas State congressman?
The sportscaster.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah,
there's two of them.
The actor.
All right. What about Butch Patrick?
What about Patrick Waugh?
What about do mine first? Butch Patrick. You know who that was?
No.
He played Eddie on the Munsters.
Is he the Sundance Kid?
He was Eddie on the Munsters.
What's the Munsters?
You crapping me right now? You don't know what the Munsters is? The TV show.
No. Like the black and white version?
Yes. There's only one.
No, okay.
No, Patrick was one of the greatest hockey players of all time. He is a good for sure. Even though he bolted my team and went to play for the Avalanche and won a cup there. So
okay.
I have mixed feelings about Patrick Waugh.
So let's do a poll line of the good Patricks and the bad. And it could be both. It could be both. Last name and first name. Because this would be great.
Good Patricks and bad Patricks. All right. Well,
St. Patrick's Day is coming up too. So let's make that a St. Patrick's.
True. I mean, that's got to be a bad, right? That's gotta
I'm
be
getting
bad.
better. Getting better about this media stuff, right? My segues are better.
You're getting there. You're getting there. So let's while people are texting in, let's go over some of the odds. We already took our break earlier, so we'll skip it here for a little bit and catch up. So let's go over some of the odds for the AP. Don't they hate it when you call it the API? I heard somewhere that they don't like that.
Yeah, they you want to say just in sheer respect, you want to say the Arnold
say his
Palmer
name, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
but
think
you
so
know,
too.
when we're talking about if you're in a hurry or you're just kind of writing some stuff or API is okay, but you certainly need to give that respect to Arnold Palmer and say the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
I mean, he won't know, right? If you don't.
Well, I mean, maybe he does if you believe in ghosts.
Okay, so is that why they leave the tee box spot open for him at the tournament every year?
No, they leave a part of the driving range open. It's actually, they leave a slot at the driving range open at the end of the driving range where he used to hit balls, and there's a sign there that no one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
well, I've seen that on TV.
Yeah, he's hitting balls. If he ever shucked the man, if he ever shucked is probably not the right. I don't know. I'm not an English professor. If he ever had the opportunity to shake his hand, he has the strongest. He has the strongest meat hooks of a hand I've ever seen. Really? And I have big hands. I'm a big guy. I have big hands. He towers over my hands. I mean, it's like he's got the Gorilla Glue grip.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's impressive and it's coarse and it's hard. Like he just pounding balls. I hate to get off topic, but I had a cool thing. I was at the gym today. And I'm walking past the gym and I'm going back to Arnold Palmer, and Tom Watson walks by at Lifetime Fitness. And I said, Mr. Watson, how you doing? I shook his hand, and he's the same way. He has
that generation.
He has these hands. And I introduced myself. I said, listen, I'm at part of your teaching academy in Kansas City, director. He's like, yeah. He's like, I get the emails. It's like, you're doing a good job out there. I was like, well, thank you very much. He's like, well, I'll be out there soon. But that was kind of the first kind of interaction I have ever had kind of with Tom Watson in terms of a set, not in a golf setting, but he has the same hands. Jack has those hands. He's got that.
He's got those. Man.
Yeah. And it's really pretty cool. But if you ever have an opportunity to shake Mr. Palmer's hand, I mean, you don't forget it. And I got a pretty good handshake, and it was a rivalry. I wasn't dead fishing for sure.
I still think I could beat Tom Watson now.
No, you can't. He's fit. Yeah. He's fit.
I can take him.
He's fit in the gym. He's
74 now.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I could take him and Tom Kite. They could take, you know what? I could personally play Tom Kite and Tom Watson, and they could play best ball.
Yeah, we talked about
still beat them.
We talked about that Monday, but you might be able to beat Tom Kite because he can't go out in the sun anymore. I think his skin is so bad, so he'll have to stay inside. So you win.
We'll go night putting. We can go night putting. I'll still win.
No, he'll definitely beat you putting.
Nah, there ain't no way. I'm a badass. Yeah. I'm a catch, Johnny. I'm a catch.
You're a catch. You're a piece too. You're a piece of something and a catch of something.
Even on the golf course, Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler
is your favorite this week at 6-1. Who would make that bet? There's absolutely no money to be made. I was surprised at your number. Oh, you're one of your winners, by the way. It's not a great value, and you usually stay away from those. But we'll get into that here at the second part of the show. Yes. Rory at 9-1. By the way, how do you feel about Scotty here this week?
I certainly don't think he's going to know for sure.
He never knows.
It's unknown. And you made a great point. Is like, his odds are so low, you can't make any money. He hasn't really been playing. So I mean, how do you know? I mean, how do you know? The golf course fits him, obviously, but lack of competition. What has he been doing in Dallas? I don't know. I don't have the pulse in Dallas much anymore because I'm not living there anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I for value, if you just look at him for value, I just like I like other players, and I just don't see it.
I like other guys,
and he might win, by 20. But
he's not going to win
for my money. It's not.
He's not going to be in the top 20.
I'm not going to risk 100 to win 600. It's just there's no value.
It's not worth it. It's terrible value. Rory at 9-1, also not a great value. Your guy, Victor Hovland, coming in at 14-1. Well, we may have had him different, didn't we? Did you have him?
I got him at
16-1.
16. Yeah.
It's his 6th appearance at the API. He's made the cut every single time. In 2022, he fell victim to some short game woes, as he often does, that allowed Scheffler to take the win that year. But he's played well here the last couple of years, or last year, and then his game, I think, overall has improved since 2022. His short game is certainly better.
Yeah.
His ball striking, maybe not. It still leaves a little bit to be desired, I think. But as a world number 4, you expect him to play well here.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think he's fixed he certainly around, but the golf course itself, there's a lot of right to left holes because that's how Arnold liked to play, kind of the same way how Jack liked to design his golf courses. He liked to design them left to right. But Victor works it the other way. He works it like Jack did, left to right. So maybe some of these holes doesn't fit him well. But he's such a good ball striker. I think he can figure it out. And we talked a little bit about this on Monday or on Tuesday on the JP Peterson show. Is like it'll predominantly help the guys who flight it right to left. And I think 6 is a pivotal hole. It's a hard dog leg right to left par 5. You got to carry it over that water. And they got to make birdie on this hole. And you're going to see some guys that have some balls. You can see some guys that have confidence in their game to see how much they're going to cut, because you got to birdie that hole as you continue to go on the back 9, which is certainly a harder back 9, especially the finishing hole. So, watch that 6th hole. Potentially it could be very pivotal going into that backside. Those guys got to make birdie on that hole. And you're going to see some guys how they cut that line that they take, see how confident they are in their game. So it's curious to see how that's going to work.
22-1, or we'll say we're not there yet. Xander Schauffele 16-1.
Pass.
The guy that we said we're not going to say his name on the show anymore, 18-1. Our guy Ludwig Aberg at 20-1. It's good to see him kind of high up on the
pretty
odds
good value.
here.
Pretty good value. I mean, just how much has he been playing, right? I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, fall out of bed like you usually do, and he won't hurt himself, but he can fall out of bed and shoot 68 out there. The golf course certainly fits him.
I fell out of bed and shot a 68 once, but it was on the first 3 holes out at Oak Dirt in Louisville.
68 stitches maybe, but I don't know about
about
that.
right.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth at 22-1. The last time we saw Jordan Spieth, Johnny, he was getting DQ'd at the Genesis for signing an incorrect scorecard.
He scares me because like he could really play well this week. I can't take him. I just can't.
Or he could miss the cut, right? He could just as easily miss the cut. So I don't know what to think about him.
He could just say, "Hey man, listen, I'm not good enough," and go down and play Puerto Rico. I don't know. It could be one of those two things. Like he might say, "Hey, listen, I ain't good enough here," and go down and play Puerto Rico Open and prove everybody wrong. I don't know, man. That's the thing with Jordan. It's the Forrest Gump theory. It's like the box of chocolates. You just don't know with him. And
go ahead.
No, that's all I got.
So he's had 2 previous appearances here, and he's tied for 4th in both appearances. So he's played well when he's here. But like you said, I don't think he's right now, and I don't know why. Certainly his head's not in the game right now, signing an incorrect scorecard and all of that. And that kind of sums up his whole season so far, right? I mean,
that doesn't happen. Well. That doesn't happen with tour guys. It doesn't. No. There's so many people that check your scorecards. You got the scorer, you got your caddy, you got yourself. That doesn't happen with tour guys. Now it happens with me. Yeah, and I don't even drink. I don't even drink on the golf course. But
you got to start.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen with tour guys.
You need to start. It's a lot of fun. I'll teach you my ways.
No interest. No interest.
Teach you my
I don't
ways.
drink that. I don't drink a lot anyway. So I don't.
Not on the golf course.
No, certainly not.
That's right. We'll fix that. 22-1, Johnny. Sam Burns. There's a lot of names kind of being thrown in that collective hat of who's the hottest player in the world right now. I think Sam Burns could kind of make a case for himself on that. He's got 4 straight top 10s. He's playing really well with the driver right now. He's finding more fairways than he has in the past. And I think, those things are going to be key for him this week. at Bay Hill to keep it in the short grass. 6 trips here previously. He's got 1 top 10 and 5 forgettable outings. So I don't know if he likes this course too much.
Yeah, it's a little different golf course for Sam Burns. I mean, if he's driving the golf ball really good, I mean, it's great. Like, he's one of those guys that kind of he's a little cutter of the golf ball. He hits it high, which helps him. I actually like him next week. Let him get it. Let him get some reps in. He's taken a couple weeks off. I think his caddy Travis Perkins has really given him. Travis played the tour for a couple years. I've known him for a long time. I think he gives him a lot of confidence in the Florida stuff. Travis lives in Florida for a long time. So when it comes to kind of this Florida swing, I think he can have some success. I like him a little bit, just the golf course set up next week as opposed to this week. I just think his game is more suited for next week than this week.
We have at 25-1, Cameron Young. Your thoughts on Cam Young? I think he's on your card, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely on my card, and looking how he plays it, he likes to hit it right to left. And coming off a pretty solid finish last week, he got stuck a little bit in that middle with the weather delay in the 3rd round. But having some shooting 66 in that last round, getting him some momentum and some confidence going into this week. I really like him, and I really like the way he. If you look at a guy on the PGA Tour that's kind of a little similar to Arnold. How he hits the golf ball, he's pretty close, man. And he's from that area, that New York, Western PA area that Arnold's from, kind of a gritty guy. So, I really like him this week, and especially coming off his success last week, when I didn't really think the golf course fit him. But, we had him on our card last week, and we have him on our card this week, and hopefully he's, he had a caddy change. So, this year, so I hope they're getting more comfortable. But I like him, kind of the opposite of what Sam Burns was. I like Cam this week better than I like him next week at the Players Championship.
Players, okay. 28-1, a guy that I can't wait for him to kind of get things back together, and I think he's on his way. Will Zalatoris, because the hard places kind of seem to bring out the best in him so far this year. He had a top 15 at Torrey Pines, a runner-up at Riviera, when really he had every opportunity to win it. But Hideki sort of just beat him to the punch. Since debuting here at Bay Hill in 2021, he had a top 10, but he's sort of struggled since then. And that's mainly because he hasn't putted well here, but I think he's putting better now than he was at that time. So 28-1, not a lot to lose there, right?
Yeah, no, there's some value there. It's just the thing with Will Zalatoris, how with so much limited tournament experience he's had after his surgeries and taking that much time off, how much is he really battle tested? His putting will certainly. Listen, I think Will Zalatoris is going to win this year. I really do. He changed his putting. He changed to a kind of a longer putter. It's helped his putting stats, and certainly helped his path and his putting. Not to get too much technical as an instructor, as a coach, but this will change him. If he can have the same ball striking that he's had when he was healthy, and have this type of putting style, big things for Will Zalatoris. And I'll tell you something right now. Will Zalatoris is going to make the President's Cup team.
Oh, you think?
Yeah,
man, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that for him.
Yep.
Always pulling for Will Zalatoris ever since he was in Happy Gilmore. That was a great appearance by him there. Colin Morikawa, your favorite golfer. And then my boy Max Homa, both coming in at 28-1. But we know how you feel about Colin and his marital status and everything, but what are your thoughts on Maxie here at Bay Hill?
He hasn't really played well this year, has he? I mean, for his standards, compared to the last couple of years, I don't really like him in this spot. Maybe next week is a little bit better spot for him, where it's a little bit more of a precision golf course. This week you're really going to have to look at some guys that hit the ball far. Max is not a short hitter by any means, but the longer hitter is going to have more opportunities. And I just don't think Max can, take advantage of some of the holes that some of these other guys do. He doesn't hit the ball as high as some of these guys, and it's not going to be windy this week, and it's not going to be chilly this week. So high ball hitters are going to fare having some of these carries, and it's playing 7,500 yards. So,
yep.
I think he's just not going to have enough opportunities to make birdies. But I like him next week as a more precision golf course, and I do like him this week.
Very good. Well, there are your odds. We're going to go into the other side, and we'll have our picks for both the Arnold Palmer Invitational as well as the Puerto Rico Open. Do you have anything by way of Puerto Rico Open? We have a couple of minutes here if you want to give us a quick 3 or 4 minute preview of that. Yeah,
as much as you hate it is the same reason I love it. It's just giving opportunities for new guys, up and coming guys, PGA Tour guys, kind of similar that they had a couple weeks ago in Mexico. So yeah, there's some guys that I like on our card for a lot of reasons. We'll talk about the odds, but yeah, they moved this tournament around. I've been very fortunate to play in this tournament 3 times, the Puerto Rican Open. I played it in a few different spots, so they moved it around. But this time of year down there, it's windy. I mean, it's an island, man, and a little challenge for these guys. See who's grinding and see who's going to stay away from the women or the fun and the nightlife. But Johnny Vegas is not going to play well here this week. That's the only thing I certainly do know, because our theory with Johnny Vegas. Anywhere there's a place that they play on tour, it's got good looking women. He is not playing well. So
he's easily distracted.
Certainly easily distracted. And the women are easily distracted by him also. So it goes both ways. I can relate to that.
Yeah, I can relate to that too. I understand his pain there. It's hard it's hard to say no that many times in a 5 minute span. I mean, I'm right there with you, Johnny.
And I know you're right. You signed so many autographs in Dallas. You just you walk down the street and you're in range. So I get it.
I feel like a beetle sometimes.
You do. You are. You're the Blue Beetle. Is that the movie, Blue Beetle?
I think that's a superhero. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah, it's true.
So we'll be back on the other side. Let's take our last break here, going into our final few minutes of the show with Johnny's picks and my picks for the Arnold Palmer Invitational as well as the Puerto Rico Open. We'll be back after this right here on From the Rough on FanStream Sports.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life, man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff. Show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there. Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny, PGA of America member Gerber. As we talk about and preview the Arnold Palmer Invitational, a little bit about your Puerto Rico Open coming up this week. Big weekend for golf on TV. Lots of opportunities to catch golf. So don't ever complain that there's nothing to watch on TV this week, right? I mean,
I love it.
I'll probably have two different TVs on.
You have like, just go to the studio. We have like 25 TVs in there. You can watch anything you want.
I have been doing that. I had like the 72 TVs in our main studio and Studio B, where we record all these shows live. And then Studio A, we got like 12 in there. And then, of course, the waiting room, the green room that's really blue, not green. We got like 15 in there. I'm in TV heaven every time I'm in the studio.
It just, the hardest part here is turning them on.
It takes so long to turn all of them on and get them all set to their channels. And okay, what are we going to put here? I feel like I'm at a bar.
But that's great. It is a bar basically. There's a lot of drama and there's a lot of everything going on in there.
We got suites on either side of us with some really loud, cackly women lately during the day. I don't know what they do on either side of us, but I can hear them.
They still got the wellness center next door. That's like the worst thing you could ever have next to us.
Next to us, yeah, right. Because I'm sure we're pretty loud too. But we're usually here at night when they're all gone.
That's true.
So yeah, we'll have to be here during the day so we can annoy more people here in the building, doing our silly antics in the hallways here. Everybody's like, what are y'all doing? Walking
blindfold with a shot of Tabasco with tacks in the walkway.
Right, right.
What happened to what are y'all doing on IndyCar, the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show? Why don't you do the Wheel of Misfortune anymore?
Because we haven't been messing anything up. We're professional.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. If that's the case, then I'll send everything. You guys should be spinning the wheel every segment because you messed so much stuff.
Oh, we only do it once a show, or we did. All right, I'll talk to Colby about that tonight, and we'll get back into I need to put it back in the shot behind him too on the far wall over here against our brick
wall. We have it for a reason. I
know. It's paid a lot of money for that thing.
Yeah, I know.
$30.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money for our studio budget. All right, Johnny, let's get into your picks, or actually my picks, because
yours are suggestions.
My suggestions. Yeah. Oh, I like that. We're not going to call them my picks anymore. We're going to call them my suggestions.
Your suggestions.
And we're going to go backwards. I pick a winner, a top 10, and a top 20 every week, as opposed to Johnny's full card. And again, mine are for suggestion purposes only, entertainment purposes only, so Johnny can get a good laugh. But Johnny, in my top 20 at plus 210, I like our boy Ricky Fowler for a top 20 at plus 210.
Not bad. I mean, he played okay last week. I mean, like I said, he was in that bad draw. So, I mean, top 20 when you only got 69 players, it's not a bad bet. Ricky Fowler.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still, I got to pick the winner, the right ones, right? All right. Well, let me know what you think about this. This was a struggle for me in top 10. I tried to go with some super high value here at plus 400 for a top 10 this week in Chris Kirk.
I like it. Not bad.
Wow. Something's wrong with me then if you're liking my pick here.
Can't really hit it far enough, but to finish in the top 10, maybe. He doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. Mm-hmm. He hits the ball. He shapes the ball that requires that golf course right to left. So that's not bad. You've been doing some research on your suggestions.
Little bit. And finally, Johnny, my winner at 25 to 1. Normally I don't pay attention to value. I just sort of cheat. I'm like, okay, this guy's favored. I'll probably pick him, but I'm trying to use your system a little bit. I'm trying to find some value in some of these picks and not go with the 10 to 1, 12 to 1 guys every time, right?
Yeah.
So I found me a 25 to 1 guy in Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Love it. I think it's great. Another great pick. The golf course is shaped right for him. Another guy that hits the ball right to left. He doesn't hit it nearly as high as I liked, but he's gained 25 yards over the last 2 or 3 years. So length is not definitively going to be an issue. The golf course is probably going to, with no wind and no rain. I mean, we might get a little rain on Sunday. So it's not going to play super fast, but it's not going to play super soft. So 7,500 yards, I certainly think he could tackle it.
Man, I didn't realize me Matthew Fitzpatrick had so much in common. You
What?
said he's gained 25 yards over the last 2 or 3 years. I've gained 25 pounds over the last 2 or 3 years.
Way more than that you have.
Oh, God, what do you call me, fat?
No, just big boned. Big boned.
Big boned. I'm big boned,
Big
Johnny.
boned. Big boned.
All right, well, let's get into the reason people are here with Johnny's Picks. Johnny's Picks brought to you, as always, by Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's a lifestyle magazine talking about travel, philanthropy, drinks, vacation stops, things like that. Go check them out. Check out the Golf Cart Girl of the Month every month. You go over to golfcentralmag.com, and you can plug your email address in over there, and they will deliver it to you for free to your inbox every single month, full of information for you regarding the game of golf and other things that will interest you, I have no doubt. golfcentralmag.com. Go check them out. As we get into Johnny's Picks of the week.
Boy, I love these types of weeks. So we got a dual pick weeks, right?
Which one do you want first?
We're gonna go to the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Let's throw that up on screen first. Again, I love these types of week. You know what they say? You know, we haven't had the success that we've had last year or the last couple of years starting off, but you know, we got a little unlucky last week, and we talked about this on the Monday show. But when we have we have a dual field or dual tournament week, I love these. You know what they say, man? Shooters got to shoot, and pickers got to pick, man. So this is what we're doing this week. Victor Hovland, I love him at 16-1. He hasn't really played a lot this year, but if you look at how he's played at the Arnold Palmer Invitational at 16-1 with a shorter field, I really like him. I think he's figured out his chipping woes. Not the hardest place around here. The only little concern I have with Victor is, you know, how much he's been playing, and it doesn't fit a little right. He hits the ball left or right. So maybe that's going to hinder him a little bit, but I think he's such a superior ball striker, and his short game is a million times better. I think he's got some opportunity to win here. Second pick this week on the board, Tommy Fleetwood at 28-1. Again, boy, if this golf course fits anybody, it's Tommy Fleetwood. He hits it high. He hits it right to left. I want a little bit of the bad weather for him because he's a grinder. He's a European Tour guy. He's a grinder. So, listen, I like him in this spot. A third pick this week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Cameron Young at 28-1, coming off a really solid week last week. As we talked about, the golf course certainly didn't fit him. One of the longer hitters on the PGA Tour, fits that high ball right to left mold that I really like on this golf course. So at 28-1, coming off a good week last week, Cam Young, he's going to win this. Listen, guys, he is going to win. And I think he's motivated. I think he's really settled with a new caddy. He shuffled around over the last couple years, and I really think he's feeling comfortable, and I like the way he's playing. Ham sandwich pick this week, one of the best ball strikers on the PGA Tour, Corey Connors at 55-1. Again, fits that mold, hits it high, hits it right to left. I really like him. Not great last week, but I really think he's coming into some pretty good form. It's a really little bit of a similar golf course that he's had his 2 wins in San Antonio. San Antonio didn't have nearly as much water, but it kind of plays similar. The green complexes are really similar. And I think the shape of the golf course is really similar where he's won. So I know he feels comfortable here at Bay Hill. 2 top 10 picks this week. Matthew Fitzpatrick, plus 260. Even though Tim picked him to win the golf tournament, I shuffled him down a little bit so we wouldn't match up and neither of us would get screwed. So I like him in that top 10 spot.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I'll give you a little credit at plus 260. Another top 10 pick this week, Jason Day at plus 280. I mean, this is a golf course for him. It really is. This fits him to a T. Now, if Jason Day can stay healthy, allergies this time of year. I mean, listen, guys, this might sound weird. Allergies this time of year in Orlando, Florida are terrible. Jason Day he has the worst allergy syndrome on the PGA Tour. This is a real thing for him. This is what I know. This is why these picks are a success. He has bad allergies. If he can keep that under control and have not feel bad, can get up and not have to take too many Advil cold and sinuses, he's going to have a good week. And Advil cold and sinus should be our new sponsor, but just by saying that anyway.
Right.
Let's just say that. Another 2 top 20 picks this week, as always. Adam Hadwin at plus 160. Not a lot of value there, but you're not going to get a lot of value in a 69-person field. So the top 20 pick that a guy doesn't make a lot of mistakes, I think is really good. He's probably going to shoot anywhere from 6 to 10 under par. I don't know if he has the length to win, but I really like him to finish in that top 20 spot. His caddy Joey Cruz is a Florida guy, lives in the Tampa area. He knows this golf courses. He knows these grasses. He's had some real success at Valspar that's coming up in a few weeks. So he likes kind of the Florida swing and the grasses. 160, I like him in that top 20 spot. And Christian Bezadenhout at plus 250. The guy hits it far. The guy hits it right to left. Played well last week. I don't like him to win. I need to see a little bit more out of him, but I like him to finish in that top 20 spot. And those are our picks for the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Very good. Moving now over to as we get into the Puerto Rico Open. What course is this being played at? Do you remember? I didn't have it written down.
Puerto Rico.
Well, that's the country.
I know.
But what's the name of the course? I don't remember either.
Listen, they're really similar golf course. I don't know where they're playing at this week. It's lost on the top of my head. I'm not going to make up a golf course. They played it every year. They seem to change it.
Oh, I know. Oh, I found it. They're playing at the Puerto Rico Municipal Airport Air Canada golf course. I think green fees are like $12.50 for 18.
They played this place down south. They played it, north in San Juan. They played it at Coronado. They played this but to be honest with you, I'm not making things up. All the golf courses, the majority of golf courses down there are the same. They have some water. They're pretty wide open. They're resort style golf courses. Mm-hmm. So listen, the golf course, I don't care about the name. All I care about is winners. That's it. If you're a good win player and you can kind of, figure it out, it's going to play a lot like, it'll play a little bit like last week at PGA National was. It's not nearly as tight, but it's going to be wide open. It's going to be windy down there like it always is. So I like some of these guys, and I don't know why you got Matthew Fitzpatrick in the top 10 or top 10 there, but it's
where?
Yeah, Matthew Fitzpatrick. What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Is he not playing both?
No, well, he might if he misses the cut, but hopefully he doesn't because we have him both on our card. But I'll go through it. I got you covered. I got. Do
you have the other? Oh yeah, okay. Do you have the real pick?
I do. The 30th fireballs that you're having tonight. If we don't need
you told me to have a drink, sir.
We'll get into our picks. I listen. This guy, we touted him. I think he's one of the up and coming rising stars on the PGA Tour. Chris Gotterup.
By the way, there's where they're playing at the Grand Reserve Golf Club in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they played it the last couple of years. They're all the same. So first pick on the board this week, Chris Gotterup at 22-1. Like I said, I've touted this guy as one of the up and coming rising stars on the PGA Tour. His best friend won last week. You saw him giving him a big hug. So the motivational factor, playing with the guys like that, knowing he can win, is going to give this guy some motivation. Knowing he can win. So Chris Gotterup at 22-1. I really like him this week. Ben Griffin is our second pick on the board. Outright winner at 28-1. Winner on the PGA Tour. It's a great spot for him. He hasn't played well this year, but maybe getting a lesser field event is going to have some success, for him. I really like Ben Griffin. I like him on this style of a golf course at 28-1. Third pick this week, Bobby Mack. First out the limo, Bobby Mack. Robert McIntyre, 50-1. Listen, the guy's a world beater in Europe, a lesser field event. These guys in Europe play a lot of these types of golf courses. It's going to be windy. He's used to playing in the wind, being from Scotland. So listen, I love this guy at 50-1. Great value pick. Didn't really play great last week, but I still like him kind of, getting some confidence going in, playing down in Puerto Rico. If he can stay away from those pretty girls down there, he's never seen anything like that. I promise you.
No chance.
If he can stay away from those girls down there, he's gonna have some fun this week on the golf course, not off the golf course. So
Bonita senoritas.
I like him in that spot. Ham sandwiches peak. Fred Biondi 125-1. If you're listening to us in our Spanish, I'm gonna say it in Spanish. 1, 2, 5. 125-1.
I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, that is 1, 2, 5. 125. That's what it is. That's all you care about. 125.
Actually, I believe it's 125.
Well, whatever. You made it up.
I think that's 125 in Spanish, not
uno dos cinco. We're going with that. We're going with that. Last year's NCAA champion. I think he's an up and coming guy on the PGA Tour. He just needs some starts. This guy. I think this is a really good spot for him. I think he's played well the last few weeks in the events that he's got in. He's not getting a lot of starts, but Fred Biondi, guy coming from Brazil, he's not scared of these type of conditions. He's used to the grasses, so I really like him. 2 top 10 picks this week, as always. On the screen, it's not Matthew Fitzpatrick. It's not his brother either. He can't fly back and forth to go to both. But we do have Ben Silverman at plus 375 to finish in that top 10. If you look at this guy, he's a grinder. He's a Canadian guy, but we're not going to hold that against him. But I
typed him in the top 20. That's why I messed that up.
I know you messed it up. You don't even have Joel Damon anywhere. But anyways, we have Ben Silverman. So all the people that have followed these picks this morning, they're right on our picks, but they're not right on the screen. We're not done. Put it back up.
I'm embarrassed now. I
put it back up.
I did typos.
Put it back up. So we have Ben Silverman plus 375. He's played well the starts he's got in. He's kind of rising. He's a grinder, so this is a good spot for him. This is going to be potentially a winning a guy that wins that you never really heard of. I know a lot of people don't like to watch the casual golfer. Doesn't like to watch, and they only like to watch the stars. But this is a great opportunity. Same thing that we've had in Mexico for one of these guys to come up. So Ben Silverman is going to be in that top 10. At plus 375. Garrick Higo is our next guy at plus 400. Thankfully, you got that right. You just didn't spell his name right. Again, plus 400 for Garrick Higo. Big guy, loves to play in the wind. Winner on the PGA Tour, not playing in Arnold Palmer Invitational. Maybe he thinks he should. So maybe he has
spell it right.
Maybe he has a little. Please don't cut me off. Maybe he has a little chip on his shoulder. Having to go down to Puerto Rico, but I don't think he's scared of the moment. I think he knows he's one of the better players in the field. So I really like him in the top 10 spot at plus 400. 2 top 20 picks this week, as always. It is not Ben Silverman. It could be his body double, Joel Damon, at plus 250. They're actually the polar opposite body doubles. It'd be just like Tim and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Joel Damon, I really like him at plus 250. He plays great in the wind. You look at some of his success that he's had playing in these off-tier events, Mexico, down in Dominican, all these things that he's had. He's really had some success. He's had it. His tournament win is in a similar type of golf course where it's been windy in a smaller field event. So Joel Damon, good value at plus 250 to finish in that top 20. And our last pick this week, Martin Laird at plus 350. Thank you, Tim. You did finally get one right on the board. I really like him at 350. Little success. Only thing I don't really like about Martin Laird, he hits the ball very high. So if it gets really, really windy, he's going to have to figure it out. But he's another guy from Scotland that can really play in some AWC. So at plus 350, he's one of these older guys, maybe making a little bit of a resurgence to fit him in that top 20 spot. I really like him at 350.
I don't know what's worse, John Gerber, the fact that I messed those up so bad, or the fact that you didn't notice it until we're already on the air.
Oh, the first one is right. I mean, I'm a busy person.
Well, that's because I care about the Arnold Palmer Invitational. That just shows how much I don't care about the Puerto Rico Classic.
Do we need to hire a new producer, or what do we need to do?
Yes, please. We'll just get Colby to do it. He's sitting in there watching TV on his phone. He can probably produce it.
Certainly couldn't be worse a dumpster fire than what you did on these things.
It's not a dumpster fire. I mean, it's just it's a little trash can fire. It's not quite.
It's not even a typo. It's like not even a typo. You just. This tournament matters. Puerto Rico, you get the mask.
Because you had Bo Schembechler in your top 20 when you wrote it out. And I'm like, Bo Schembechler is not playing in Puerto Rico this weekend.
But the thing is, I told you who it was, and you still messed it up.
I know. I typed it over Joel Damon instead of over Matthew Fitzpatrick.
It'd have been funny if you actually did have Bo Schembechler on there.
Everybody's trying to bet. They're like, man, I can't find this guy.
My handwriting's not that bad. But when I do these picks, I really do. I have all my papers on my desk, and I have all this information, and I write them down, and I'm trying to get all their information. And my handwriting is not great, and I send it. Yeah, as you know, I send it to you in a text, right? On my.
You take a picture of your notebook, of your handwritten.
On my big board. It's my big board. I really have a big board, like a whiteboard, and I do all this. It's like going into an NFL locker room because you can't. So I really have it on the big board. I really do. I really do. And I write all this stuff. It's actually pretty cool. So when I'm home, I have a whiteboard and I really go through this and I cross people out and I listen to stuff. Like this guy, he went out in Puerto Rico. Johnny Vegas, like I said, he's not in play the next few weeks for sure. I mean, he's just not. He might win John Deere or Iowa. If there's a tournament in Nebraska and Iowa, Johnny Vegas will probably win.
That's John Deere, right? I mean, they play that up there in the Tri-Cities or whatever it is.
And that's the running joke. But, it's a running joke, but it's actually very true. It is very true. Very, very true.
I believe it.
His last name is not really Vegas. It's like something weird, but he's such a rock star. He just is Vegas now. They just decided it's Vegas.
Well, his name's not even Jonathan. It's Jonathan or something, right? Like,
yeah, he went to University of Texas, so he's got the rumors.
There's his first problem right there.
Well, better than A&M. Better than A&M, but
all right, sir.
I'm looking for a great week this week to catapult us. 2 years ago we had both winners in a dual. It wasn't this one, but we had. Was it 2 years ago or when we had our monster year of like over $70,000? We had both winners when we had a dual event. So we're looking forward to having that again this week.
Yeah, we'll recover for sure. We'll be paying attention. So look for us on Saturday morning early with Johnny's matchups, if indeed there are any. If there's not, then we'll tweet that out. Say, hey, no good matchups.
4-1 last week. 4-1 last week.
4-1 in matchups last week on Saturday and Sunday, and the one should have been a win, but Shane Lowry stumbled and lost by one stroke in his matchup. So very close to a 5-0 perfect weekend on matchups, and we'll look for more of that from Johnny.
And we'll be doing a little summary on 97.1 The Fan, Columbus affiliate. We do a little thing on Sunday mornings for 97.1 The Fan. So if all you guys that want to do some streaming, we usually do that about 11:15 Eastern time. So if you guys want to catch up, so do some of our matchups. We'll do it pretty early so you guys can get your matchup winners for Sunday.
Yep, and look for it on our social media. The show is at From the Rough PGA. I am at IndyCarTim. He is at J Gerber PGA Pro. We'll release all of those matchups, and I'll try not to screw up the graphics on the matchups too much like I did.
Thank you.
For this stupid Puerto Rico tournament. Shouldn't even be played, but, forgive me for messing up names and participants on a freaking tournament no one's going to watch anyway, because everybody's going to be watching Bay Hill.
There are different time slots. They're not playing. They're not doing the same.
They're in the same time zone. Why are they in different time slots?
They'll be playing different. I'm telling you.
All right, I believe you. You're the golf guy. I'm just the host. I don't know anything. But yes, look for our matchups on Friday or on Saturday and Sunday, and then we will be back on Monday, 5:00 Central on FanStreamSports.com, the FanStream Sports mobile app, the literally everywhere you get your podcasts. Not long after in podcast form. And, of course, FanStream Sports TV and the YouTube channel. Go check out and subscribe to the YouTube channel for all of our great programming over there. I got a whole nother 2 hours to do, Johnny.
Good luck next show. I promise you. Good luck next show.
Yeah, you guys stay tuned at FanStreamSports.com and our YouTube channel and the app for the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show coming up at 7:00 Central, 8:00 Eastern. We will be happy to entertain you over there. But until Monday, Johnny, I'll see you, and you guys keep hitting them straight.